Hey yogis, I'm Nicole. Welcome back to my yoga time. Thanks for joining me today. Today's short yoga snack is suitable for any time of the day, though especially in the morning to help you begin the day right. So I'm not using any blocks for this class, but if you have limited range of motion, particularly in your forward folds, and you've got a block at home, you might like to have it close by. A little bit of core in this practice, so sort of leaning a little bit more towards the intermediate level. Just work with your body, do what feels good. We're always working with the body, not against it. So when you're ready, let's begin. Come over onto all fours. And we'll come into our puppy pose with a slightly different variation through our arms. So keeping your hips up nice and high, reach the hands out in front, arms are straight, forehead is meeting the mat. We want the hands to be as wide as the mat, and then lifting up the palms, so just your fingertips pressing into the mat. And gently draw your shoulders back towards your hips, so it's quite active here through the shoulders. Let's gently place the tip of the tongue where the teeth meet the roof of the mouth, keeping the jaw relaxed. And begin to take a spacious inhalation into the upper body. Feeling the body expand on the inhalation. Find a little pause before you exhale slowly, softening into the pose. And let's lift up the head on your next inhalation, coming forward onto your navel, into your Sphinx pose. So just resting on those forearms, tops of the feet pressing down into the mat, gently guiding those elbows back, chin lift, throat forward. As soon as you arrive in the pose, bring your awareness back to your breath. From here, just lower down a little, reach the fingers out in front again. So similar to our puppy pose, keep the palms lifted, just the fingertips on the floor, and try to drag the hands back towards your feet. Well done, yogis. Back up onto those forearms. So option one, stay in your Sphinx pose. Option two, for a little bit of core, we'll start to move with the breath. So you'll inhale here. Then as you exhale, press into the tops of the feet, lift your hips up off the mat and look towards your navel. Inhale to lower the hips down, return to Sphinx. And exhale, pressing into the tops of the feet, rounding the back, looking to your belly button. So you could lighten this by keeping your knees on the mat and lifting the feet. So you're still looking toward your belly button, but keeping those knees down. So find the variation that feels best for you today. Let's do 3 more. Try to move slowly. And last one. Keeping the jaw relaxed. Well done. Let's press back into child's pose. Before you sit back, let's round the back and then sink back towards the heels. Forehead resting on the mat, and if you can, hands next to the feet, palms facing up. Only here for a few breaths. Breathing into the back. And follow your next inhalation out of the pose. Let's come back up to tabletop. Tucking those toes under, having the hands under the shoulders and eyes of the elbows facing forward. Let's inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, round the spine and then lift your hips up, downward facing dog. Feel free to walk out the legs or turn your head from side to side. Move the body any which way that you need to. And then when you're ready, you can walk those feet up to the top of the mat. Have the feet about hip width apart. Bend the knees a little if you need to, and bring your hands to your low back, one palm on top of the other. On your inhalation, come halfway up, roll the shoulder blades back onto the spine, and then as you exhale, folding down, release the hands. Next, inhalation, chair pose. Bring the arms up, bend the knees. Exhale and fold, hands to the low back once again. Inhale, half lift. Exhaling down. Chair pose. And forward fold, well done. Left leg back, low lunge, left knee to the mat. Inhale the arms up. Feel as though you're trying to drag that left knee forward, a little tone in the buttocks. Chin lifts, throat moves forward. Breathe. On your next inhalation, lower the hands down. We'll take half pyramid pose or half splits. Take the hips back, point those toes up towards the ceiling. So you can always use your blocks here under the hands if you need to. If you are wanting to focus more on the hamstrings, try and lift the tailbone up. Sense as though you're dragging the heel back. If it's the back that you need to release tension in, then you can allow the back to round and avoid lifting tailbone up. You'll go the opposite direction and try to tuck it under. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, walk the hands back, sit on your left heel. So there's a little bit of a toe squat happening just with that left leg. Hands can rest on the floor behind you. Stay active through this right leg. Foot is dorsal flexed and you're still trying to drag that heel back. Breathe into any tension you're feeling in the body. And let's walk those hands forward. Variation of warrior 3. You can either keep your hands on the floor or one hand or both hands to prayer. So strong in the upper back once again as you roll the shoulders back onto the spine. Inhale. As you exhale, forward fold, cross the left leg behind the right so your pinky toes are next to one another. Either staying in the center or a little deeper if you walk your hands over to the right. So your back leg is your left leg. Keep that quad engaged. Try and lift up the knee. Let's return to center. Keep the legs crossed. Reverse swan dive to come up. Right hand will take the left wrist, little side bend, lift up and lean over. And let's reverse swan dive. Step your left leg back and then your right foot just halfway between left foot and hands. Turn all the toes over to the right. We're coming into a side plank. Variation of our side plank. So option 1 is here. Option 2, if the wrists and shoulder permit, we'll take a flow. So you can reach the arm overhead as you inhale. And then as you exhale, lower the hips, lower the right hand down. Inhale to press up. Exhale to lower. Coming up for the last time, lower the right hand down to the floor, step back, downward facing dog. Feel free to give the legs a little bit of a walk. Inhale, right leg up. Look forward and step through for your lunge. Right knee to the mat, low lunge. Arms can come up. Again, little tone in the right buttock. Try and draw that knee forward. Be careful that you're not just sinking into the pose. Trying to shorten the space between pubic bone and belly button. And let's exhale, hands down. Move the hips back. Take a few breaths here. So again, we're engaging that quad. Lift the kneecap. Flexing the left foot, try and drag the foot back. Either stay there or walk the hands back as you sit on your right heel. Hands behind you, folding down. And then walking hands forward, your variation of warrior three. Maybe the hands are staying on the floor or the block. Or if you're feeling a little stronger today, engaging the upper back muscles as you lift the hands off the floor, hands to prayer. Palms pressing, shoulders drawing down towards the hips. Exhale, folding down, cross right leg behind the left. Either staying in the center or walking your hands over to the left. Coming back to center, a reverse swan dive. Side bend again, this time left hand takes the right wrist. Lift up and lean over. Back to center, forward fold. Step your right leg back and your left foot halfway between the right foot and hands. Toes turning to the left, left arm lifting up. Pressing into that left foot. Option one is here. Option two, take the arm above the head and then moving with your breath. It's a great little flow to help tone and strengthen those oblique muscles. Coming all the way over this time, left hand to the floor, step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale, knees to the mat. Let's take a seat, bring those legs out in front. Bending your right knee, crossing the right leg over. We're taking a closed twist to begin with, so keep pressing down through that right big toe knuckle. Try to create a little bit of resistance between your left leg and your outer right ankle. Left hand to the right knee, let's begin to turn to the right, or you can hook the arm around the thigh. Your right palm is pressing down and trying to slide away. Steady the breath. Deepen the breath to deepen the pose. And your next exhalation, return to the front. Keep the legs where they are. Left hand behind you now, open twist. Right arm on the inside of the right leg. So I'm sitting only on my left leg now. My right buttock is off the mat. A little bit of resistance, the arm pressing into the inner knee. And let's return. Option to pick up that right foot, press the foot into the hands, hands into the foot, endeavoring to straighten the leg, drawing the shoulders down. And then one hand to prayer, maybe both hands to prayer. Slowly lower the leg down. Well done. Let's practice that on the other side. Left leg crossing. Pressing down through that big toe knuckle, coming into your closed twist first. Feeling that little bit of resistance between outer left ankle and right leg. Returning to center. Open twist now, right hand behind you, sitting only on the right leg, lifting left buttock off the mat. Returning to center, collecting that left foot. A little bit of resistance as you push the foot into the hand, pull the hands onto the foot. By doing so, you're actually engaging those hamstrings while we're stretching them, which is very therapeutic. And it also means that the leg is not such a dead weight as well, so it should make it a bit easier. One hand to the heart, then the other. Slowly lower down. Well done, yogis. Let's take the hands behind us, bending in the knees, coming down onto your forearms. Little swish from side to side. Lowering all the way down onto your back, you can continue that movement. Try to slow it down. Let's just do one more on each side. Head gently turning the opposite way to the knees. And when you're ready, you can come back to center. Straighten the legs, bring the arms by your side. Tucking the shoulders under. Closing the eyes down. Softening the forehead, the tongue and jaw. Let your thoughts leave no traces in the mind. Just as birds leave no tracks in the sky. Let your thoughts float off into the distance. And just be in this spaciousness, quietness. Inhaling a little deeper now. Feeling the breath touch the nostrils. Begin to wiggle toes and fingers. Following any urges to move or stretch. And in your own time, roll to your preferred side. And you might like to take quite a few moments there, only pressing up to seated when you're ready to continue with your day. I hope you enjoyed that practice, yogis. If you have any class requests, feel free to make them in the comments below. The intention of this channel is to help cultivate your home practice. If you haven't done so already, please do like and subscribe. It's the best way to support free yoga on YouTube. Have a lovely day.